In the previous lectures, we have also seen how to calculate the area using the single as well as double integrals. Now we will see how can we calculate the volume using the triple integrals. We already know how to calculate the volume using double integrals. So that is simple. Suppose you are given this function f of x, y bounded by the region in 2 dimension. So that means in x and y plane, right? So in that case, you will write the limits of x, the limits of y, and then your function f of x, y, dy or dx. So this represents the volume. So using double integral, you have this function and the limits, then this is volume. But how do you calculate the volume using triple integrals? Your triple integrals also represent the volume. How? Whenever you just take the function's value f of x, y to be, or f of x, y, z to be equal to 1, and you define the region bounded in 3-dimensional plane, in 3D space, not plane, space. So whenever you take the function to be equal to 1, then your triple integral of the function dx, dy, dz, this represents nothing but the volume of the given region bounded by the given curves in 3-dimension space, whatever are the limits given to you in 3-dimension space. So this is how you define the volume using triple integrals. So let us see one question relating to this. So the question is, we have to find the volume of the tetrahedron which is bounded by the planes x is equal to 0, y is equal to 0, z is equal to 0, and x upon a plus y upon b plus z upon c is equal to 1. So these 4 planes are given to you. So you have to calculate what is the volume which is bounded by of the tetrahedron bounded by all 4 of these planes. So now the first step is to visualize the given area. So how can you visualize this area? So let's visualize this step by step. Suppose this is a coordinate axis. So let me draw 4 coordinate axes. So it would be more easier to look at all these planes simultaneously. Okay. So when we are saying, say this is x, this is y, this is z in every plane. So x, y and z, x, y and z, and this point is origin. Now whenever we are saying x is equal to 0, x equal to 0 means, so what is your plane x is equal to 0? The plane x is equal to 0 means x is 0, so we are basically in yz plane. For this, the value of x is 0, right? So this is your plane x is equal to 0. What is your plane y is equal to 0? The plane y is equal to 0 means we are talking about this particular plane, because here the value of y at every point is equal to 0, right? So the plane here is y is equal to 0. And what is the plane z is equal to 0? The plane z is equal to 0 means we are talking about this xy plane. So this is your plane. This plane is z is equal to 0. And the fourth plane x upon a plus y upon b plus z upon c is equal to 1. So what are the points that this plane passes through? So let me write it again here. The plane is this one, x upon a plus y upon b plus z upon c is equal to 1. This is the plane. If you take the first point x as 0, y point as 0, so what is the value of z? That is equal to c. If you take the point x as 0, the point z as 0, what is the value of y? That is b. And if you take y and z as 0, what is the value of x here? That is equal to a. So that means it will pass through all these 3 points. So let me draw it here. Suppose here this point is at a distance, this point is at b distance, and at this point we have c distance. So your plane passing through all these 3 points would be like something like this, right? It could be anything, not like this exactly. It would be like this. Right, something like this. So this would be your plane. So now this is your plane, x upon a plus y upon b plus z upon c is equal to 1. Now the tetrahedron which is formed by the intersection of all these, so you will take the intersection of all these planes, so you will have a definite volume. So you have to calculate a definite shape, right? So you have to calculate the volume of that shape. That shape is given to be a tetrahedron. Okay, so let's do it. Let's calculate the volume. So what would be the required volume? That would be equal to the triple integration of the function 1 dx dy dz, and here we will write the limits of dx, y and z. So for that we'll first write all the points x, y, z such that what is given to us? X is greater than equal to 0, y is greater than equal to 0, z is greater than equal to 0, and we have the points x upon a plus y upon b plus z upon c less than equal to 1. So this is the given volume and these are the given points. So accordingly we can convert our limits here. So this is converted to the limits of z here, then the limits of y here, and then the limits of x here, 1 into dx dy dz. So for that we'll convert the limits. Firstly we have to write the limits of x, and it may contain both y and z. So here in this case the lower limit is 0, so we can directly write 0. For the upper limit we'll use this curve, right? So for the upper limit, if I write x upon a plus y upon b plus z upon c less than equal to 1, so from here I can calculate what is the value of x. So this is equal to a multiplied by 1 minus y upon b minus z upon c, this quantity. So this comes out to be your upper limit here. So its value is a into 1 minus y upon b minus z upon c. Similarly for the lower limits of y, this would be the lower limit of y 0, and for the upper limit of y we will again consider this x upon a plus y upon b plus z upon c is equal to less than equal to 1, and here in this case we do not want x to appear here, so we will not take this term. So from here we can calculate what is y. Y comes out to be b into 1 minus z upon c. So this is our upper limit for in the case of y. So we have b into 1 minus z upon c, and similarly for z the upper limit, lower limit is this one 0, and for the upper limit we will again consider this x upon a plus y upon b plus z upon c is equal to 1. So that means we can calculate from here. We do not want here, we do not want y and we do not want x, so we only want z. So the upper limit for z is equal to c. So this becomes your upper limit. So now you can very easily compute this integral, right? So okay, so the only thing that is remaining here is to solve this particular integral, triple integral over here. So we have to, in order to find this integration, we have to solve this integral. So let's do that. So let me write it again here, this integral. So we wanted to calculate integration from 0 to c, integration from 0 to b into 1 minus z upon c, integration from 0 to a into 1 minus y upon b minus z upon c into dx, dy, dz, that is equal to integration from 0 to c of the quantity second integration limit would come as such. So firstly we'll perform the integration with respect to x, this much portion, so that would be equal to x, and the limits are from 0 to a 1 minus y upon b minus z upon c dy dz as such. So we can substitute the limit. So this would be equal to integration from 0 to c, integration from 0 to b 1 minus z upon c, and then the values are a into 1 minus y upon b minus z upon c dy into dz. The next task is to solve this particular limit. So this thing is equal to, we have integration from 0 to c, and then the limits are from here a is constant, so this could be taken out. Now the term with respect, integration is performed with respect to y, so that means this and this are constant with respect to y. So we have 1 minus z upon c into y, and then the integration of y upon b is equal to y square by 2b. And here we will substitute the limits of y, that is equal to 0 to b 1 minus z upon c, and integration with respect to z is remaining. Okay, so in that case we have a, when you substitute the limits, so you have 1 minus z upon c as such, the value of b into 1 minus z upon c, so that means this quantity's b into this quantity square. When you substitute the lower limit, this quantity would be equal to 0. And for the second term, 1 by 2b as such, and then when you substitute the limits, so you have b square 1 minus z upon c whole square, and when you substitute 0, you have 0 here. So this is the term. So here this b and b cancel, so we can take one b outside, so it would be a, b, and we have the value, this is equal to 1 by 2 integration 0 to c 1 minus z upon c whole square dz. Now we have to take the integration with respect to z, so this would be equal to 1 minus z upon c whole cube divided by minus 3 upon c, and the limits of z varying from 0 to c. So this simply becomes equal to, when you substitute the upper limit, so you have a, b, c divided by minus 3, and when you substitute the upper limit, instead of z as c, so this term becomes 0, and when you substitute 0, you have the value as 1, so 0 minus 1. So finally your answer is equal to 1 by 6 a, b, c. So we can have a look at one more question. So write down the statement. The question is, find the volume common to the cylinders x square plus y square is equal to a square, and another cylinder is given to be x square plus z square is equal to a square. In this case, we have to determine the volume common to this particular region. So for that, we are seeking for the volume of the surface dx, dy and dz. Then what is this volume? It contains all the points x, y, z such that the limits are we have to determine what are the limits according to this. So that means we are looking for the limits of x, the limits of y, and the limits of z. So for that, we can evaluate using this expression x square plus y square is equal to a square. We can evaluate the limits of y in terms of x. So it comes out to be y is equal to plus minus square root of a square minus x square, and from here the value from the second curve x square plus z square is equal to a square, we can calculate the value of z, that is equal to plus minus square root of a square minus x square. Okay, so that means we clearly have the limits of y which are from minus of this quantity minus a square minus x square to the plus of this quantity, and the limits of z, they are also from this minus of this quantity to plus of this quantity a square minus x square. And now we wanted the limits of x such that it may be independent of both x as well as both y as well as z. So that means if in this case, if in this curve we eliminate y, so we have x square is equal to a square, or in other words you have the limits of x from minus a to a. And similarly here also, if you eliminate z, so you again have x square is equal to a square, so your limits are according to this. So that means what is our v here? We wanted to calculate integration from minus a to a, integration from minus a square minus x square to plus a square minus x square, and integration minus square root of a square minus x square to square root of a square minus x square, and then we have dz, dy and dx. So here this thing is equal to minus a to a, these limits as such, and then we will here have the value integration of 1 with respect to z is z, and when you substitute these limits, so you will have 2 into square root of a square minus x square and dy and then dz. And when you again take the integration with respect to y, because this is constant with respect to y, so this is equal to minus a to a, 2 square root of a square minus x square, and then the integration is y, and when you substitute these limits again, so this quantity would be equal to again 2 times of square root of a square minus x square. So this is what you have. So this simplifies to 4 outside, integration minus a to a square minus x square dx. Now because this is an even function, so that means we can write this to be 2 times, that means 8 here. Integration limits changes now from minus a to a instead of 0 to a. So you have a square minus x square dx, and what is the integration? Its integration is very simple, 8 a square x minus x cube by 3, and the integration limits from 0 to a. So your final answers come out to be 16a cube by 3. And let us have a look at one more question. The question is, we are to calculate the volume bounded by the cylinder x square plus y square is equal to 4, and the planes y plus z is equal to 4 and z is equal to 0. So here in this case, what would be our given volume? We have to first determine the limits of integration. So for that we will define our region V, volume V. So we will write the limits of x, the limits of y, and then the limits of z. What would be these limits? Now you have to see from here the values of x, y, z. So from here, if you look at these two things, you can have a clear look that the limit z could be found in terms of y. So that means you could write the limits of z, they vary from here you can calculate the values of z, so that comes out to be 4 minus y. So this is the limit of z. For the limit of x, we will use this expression x square plus y square is equal to 4. So from here we can calculate what is the value of y. That comes out to be 4 minus x square square root plus minus. So that becomes the limits of y in terms of x. So that means here the limits are minus square root of 4 minus x square and square root of 4 minus x square, positive quantity. Now z's limits are in terms of y. Y's limits are in terms of x, so that means x limits should be constant. So what are the limits of x? For that again we'll use this curve, x square plus y square is equal to 4. Now we do not require y because we want the limit for x which are required to be constant. So we have x square is equal to 4. So that means we have x is equal to plus minus 2. So the limits of x, they come out to be this one. So once you have the limits, what is your volume? Your volume in this case becomes equal to the volume that becomes equal to x varying from minus 2 to 2 dx, and then the limits of y, they varying from minus integration 4 minus x square to square root of 4 minus x square dy, and then the integration with limits with respect to z, that is 0 to 4 minus y of the function 1. So this is what we are required to calculate here. So let's perform this integration. So this thing becomes equal to z, and the limits of z are 0 to 4 minus y. Other quantities, the integration with respect to y and x would be as such. So we have 4 minus x square and dx integration limits from minus 2 to 2. So this quantity becomes minus 2 to 2 minus square root 4 minus x square to square root 4 minus x square and 4 minus y dy and dx. So now what is this quantity? Here we have to perform the integration with respect to y. So this becomes equal to, now this is an odd function, right? This is not an odd function. So here what we will do, we'll just, so this just becomes equal to, we can separate out these terms, minus square root of 4 minus x square square root of 4 minus x square, 4 could be taken out, dy dx, and then we have minus of minus 2 to 2 minus square root of 4 minus x square to square root of 4 minus x square y dy dx. Now because this is an odd function, therefore its integration from same limit to same limit becomes 0. So we have this quantity and its integration would be y. So this becomes equal to 8 times integration minus 2 to 2 of the quantity 4 minus x square dx. And we know we now have to perform the integration with respect to x. So we know this formula, integration of a square minus x square with respect to x, that is equal to x upon 2 square root of a square minus x square, and then we have plus a square by 2 sine inverse x upon a. So using this formula we have 8 as such, and then its value is equal to x divided by 2 square root of 4 minus x square plus 4 divided by 2 sine inverse x upon 2, and the values of x, they varying from minus 2 to 2. So that means we now have to substitute the limits. When you substitute the upper limit here, this quantity becomes 0. When you substitute the lower limit, this quantity also becomes 0, right? So you have the first here 0, and this term is 2 sine inverse of, when you substitute the upper limit, this becomes 1, and when you substitute the lower limit, it becomes minus 1. So finally, when you solve this, your answer is equal to 16 into 5. So this is what you have as your answer. So I hope you got this concept of calculating volumes using triple integration. Well, that is it for this video. Thank you for watching.